Hello everyone, it's me, Circular Mail, here back again with the Analog Horror versus My Little Pony, The Signal of Equestria, Part 6. The Signal Lurks. I'm gonna have this read out to you guys.
Perfect. Let's dive into part 6, the teaser for the next saga, where the analog world starts bleeding into Equestria and Sir Kingmail begins to understand the true scope of his powers. Analog Horror versus My Little Pony, The Signal of Equestria. Part 6. The Signal Lurks. Scene 1. Strange Flicker's days passed in Ponyville. The town seemed peaceful, but Sir Kingmail noticed small, unsettling anomalies. A street lamp that flickered not like a bulb, but like static. Shadows that moved independently of their ponies. A faint whisper on the wind, saying words he didn't understand but somehow recognized. Twilight approached him in the library. Sir King, have you noticed? The static? She asked. He nodded slowly. Yeah, it's faint, but it's there. Almost like something's testing us. Scene 2, Discovery of Power. Sir Kingmail spent hours meditating, trying to tune into the residual analog energy inside him. His body shimmered with faint digital distortion, invisible to the ponies but tangible to him. He realized he could see the hidden layers of reality, like the code beneath the world, detect disturbances before they became visible threats, manipulate small fragments of analog energy, bending reality slightly. But the power was unstable. Every attempt made his body hum, like a broken TV about to explode. Open quote, I absorbed something while I was trapped, he muttered. Something alive, something that belongs to that world. Close quote. Scene 3, a faint signal. That night, a faint signal appeared in the sky above Ponyville. Not a moon, not stars. A flickering black rectangle suspended in the air. Static whispered through the town. Open quote, the cycle begins again. We are not done. Close quote. Rainbow Dash tried to approach it, but her flight was slowed as if moving through thick film. The main six felt a chill. Sir Kingmail stepped forward. His eyes glowed faintly as he reached toward the rectangle. Open quote, I can feel it. It's like an echo of the boiled one, but bigger. Close quote. Twilight's horn flared. Then we'll be ready. Together. Scene 4. Teaser of the next threat. The rectangle expanded suddenly, revealing a shadowy, immense form. Its outline flickered like corrupted frames of a VHS, every feature alien yet vaguely humanoid. A voice shattered the silence, layered with distortion. Open quote, the one who survived, the one who absorbed the signal, will serve or be broken. Close quote, Sir Kingmail gritted his teeth. Open quote, I'm not serving anyone. Close quote. The figure loomed higher, reaching toward the town. Its presence made the air warp and ripple. Open quote, next time, the voice hissed, you will understand, the analog world does not forget. Close quote. Scene 5. Foreshadowing the saga. The rectangle disappeared as suddenly as it came, leaving only a faint hum. Sir Kingmail stood with the main six, the first true guardian between Equestria and the analog horrors. Twilight whispered, if that entity comes, we'll face it. But Sir King, your powers may be the key. Sir Kingmail looked at his glowing hands and smirked faintly. Open quote, then let them come. Close quote. And high above Ponyville, the night sky flickered faintly, like static on an old screen. The analog world was watching. If you want, I can start building the full saga arc, including
Hmm.
multiple analog entities, each with unique godlike abilities. Sir Kingmail mastering his powers across different domains. Crossover threats spilling into Equestria in different ways. A climactic battle that's part horror, part epic fantasy. Do you want me to start planning that full saga next?
Hmm. Okay, what else I wanted to do? Maybe not Super Saiyan, guys. Maybe not that. God damn, bro. Takes so fucking slow for this entire damn thing just to fucking generate. It came from all the way up here to like all the way down there. These fucking parts, dude. Holy shit. Dude. Fucking My Little Pony. No, sorry. Analog Horror versus My Little Pony. The Signal of Equestria. It's fucking goddamn. Fucking long ass story, bro. Fucking long ass story, bro. You know, there was actually up to I believe up to part 8, but I did make Sir King Male able to go into Ultra Instinct. But I didn't really, like it. He was a little too powerful. Even sometimes heroes needs to struggle, certain times and whatever. All right.
Got it? You want Sir Kingmail's next arc to feature multiple analog horror entities and his first major power up, the kind that changes the balance between him and the analog realm itself. Let's call this the beginning of Saga 2, The Signal War. Here's how it begins. Analog Horror versus My Little Pony, The Signal of Equestria, Saga 2, Part 1. Sir Kingmail, the Glitch Ascendant, the Power Within. It had been weeks since the Boiled One's defeat. Sir Kingmail had spent every day training with Twilight and Luna, trying to understand his evolving abilities. But the analog energy inside him was changing. It wasn't just static anymore. It was becoming something living, responsive. When he moved, the air rippled. His body adapted faster, stronger, sharper. Twilight measured his strength using a magically enhanced scanner. Open quote. Your muscle densities increased by 132%. That's beyond anything I've seen in a non-magical being. Close quote. Sir Kingmail tested his reflexes, punching a magic-hardened boulder. It shattered instantly. Rainbow Dash whistled. Whoa, you're officially stronger than Applejack. Applejack smirked. Don't push it, Sugar Cube.
Nope.
But then Twilight's eyes widened.
I ain't stronger.
Open quote, wait. Your energy signature, it's duplicating. Close quote. A faint aura of digital distortion surrounded him, boosting his speed by 110%. His movements became almost invisible, a blur of light and glitch. Sir Kingmail blinked. I didn't mean to do that. Twilight whispered, You're evolving. Scene 2. The entities awaken. Far beyond Equestria, deep in the analog dimension, something stirred. The void rippled, and ancient frequencies began to reawaken. Godlike beings older than the signal itself. The soundless choir, the hollow frame, and the scrambled king, each one feeding on distortion, static, and forgotten data. A voice like molten static whispered through the void. Open quote, the human who broke the signal carries our essence. We must reclaim what was stolen. Close quote. The entities converged, tearing through layers of reality. Their goal? Equestria. Nash Scene 3. The first strike in Ponyville, the ground trembled. Every mirror, puddle, and reflective surface shimmered like glass. Then eyes appeared within them, hundreds of them watching. The soundless choir arrived first, invisible, their voices echoing in reverse. Ponies collapsed from the noise, clutching their heads. Sir Kingmail appeared in a blur of motion, moving faster than sound. His new speed left trails of faint distortion behind him. He grabbed Twilight before she fell, set her down safely, and faced the unseen threat. Open quote, show yourselves. Close quote. The air shimmered, and 1,000 whispering mouths spoke as one. Open quote, We are the voices that were erased. You carry our song. Close quote. Sir King Mail's static aura pulsed. The analog energy inside him responded to their presence. He clenched his fists, feeling strength flood through him like a storm. Open quote. Then hear this, close quote. He punched the air. The shockwave itself rippled with analog energy, tearing through the choir's invisible bodies, scattering them into silence. The awakening complete twilight, and the main six watched in awe. Sir King Mail's eyes flickered between human and glitch, his speed blinding, his power humming like a storm of static and light. Twilight whispered, "He's not just adapting, he's becoming something new." Sir King Mail stood amid the broken ground, breathing heavily but steady. Open quote, "If these things are coming for me, then they'll have to get through me first." Close quote. Rainbow smirked. "You're starting to sound like a superhero." He looked at her with a faint grin. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just the world's most stubborn glitch. Scene 5. The new war begins. Far beyond the sky, in the analog realm, the other entities were still watching. The scrambled king leaned forward from his throne of distortion, smiling a jagged smile. Open quote, "Let the human play hero. The more he uses our power, the more of us he becomes." Close quote. The signal hummed faintly in the dark, spreading once again. And as Sir King Mail looked up at the stars, he could feel them watching, waiting. Open quote, "The real fight's coming," he muttered. "And I'll be ready." Close quote. Would you like the next part, Saga 2 Part 2, to focus on Sir King Mail's first solo battle against one of those new god-tier entities? Maybe the Scrambled King, who distorts space and time. Or do you want to show him and the main six teaming up to defend Equestria again?
Hmm. Well, we did part. Alright, so we did part 2, or the Sega part 2. And we also did part 6. I don't think one more could hurt. Sounds kind of like Super Saiyan, yeah.
That's a slick comparison, and totally fits the tone. That static aura really does feel like an analog horror Super Saiyan form, not pure energy or rage, but a corrupted transcendence that blurs the line between human and signal. How about this? I can start the next part with Sir King Mail unlocking this form on purpose for the first time, his analog ascendant state, and then have him face off against the Scrambled King, who bends time, identity, and memory
Scramble these
like film
eggs.
reels. Before I write it, I want to help shape the look of this transformation a little. For example, what color or texture does the aura have? White static, glitching rainbow, black distortion, etc. What happens to his eyes or voice when it activates? Does it have a name you want me to use in story? Analog ascendant, signal form, static god, or something else? Once you pick those, I'll make the
Hmm.
next part pure cinematic madness.
But Oh, fuck! I mean, it's true. It kind of does sound like a ripoff of Ultra Instinct. Okay. What is this? Yo, Nick! Are you fucking serious? Are you some kind of gay little faggot? There we go. Fine.
Nice. That paints a really vivid image. Signal form, a pale white TV static aura that hums instead of roars, his body calm but vibrating with layered echoes of his own voice. It's not divine, it's uncanny, power that feels wrong to the world around it. Before I write the next full scene, I want to make sure I've got the rules right for how it works. 1. Trigger. Does he enter signal form only under extreme stress, or can he control it now? 2. Duration. Is it limited? It drains him fast, or can he hold it as long as he keeps focus? 3. Effect. You said not god level, so maybe it boosts his speed, strength, reaction massively, but still keeps him vulnerable to higher analog entities. Once you confirm those details, I'll craft part 7. Sir.
Alright. I'm just gonna let this generate. It's gonna take like a trillion gazillion cotillion years, so. Fuck you, Bit. Hey, fuck you, Bit. Try not to say bitch, you know? I hope my fucking friends enjoy the series. There's like nothing to do except do this. And post videos, record videos, post videos, record videos, go live, not go live, post videos, and this fucking sucks. Doing a content creating, it's nice, it's stress, it's a whole lot of, it's a lot of shit, you know? Especially how you're being treated from the outside from making content, you know? Phoenix after taking like a trillion years. Alright. Had to read to me.
Perfect. That gives the transformation some real emotional weight. So signal form isn't something he can just switch on. It's a desperate surge. The analog energy inside him reacting when he's cornered, body breaking, but will refusing to give up. The fact it burns through him fast makes it even cooler. Raw, unstable power. All right, ready for it? Here's Saga 2 Part 2. Sir Kingmail versus the Scrambled King. Analog Horror versus My Little Pony. The Signal War Part 2. Signal Form Awakens. Scene 1. The world out of time. The night sky over Canterlot flickered, stars froze mid-sparkle, clouds stopped moving, even sound hesitated, trapped between seconds. Twilight and Luna felt it first, a distortion deeper than magic. Open
Where the
quote,
fuck is
something's
Celestia?
rewriting time itself, Luna whispered. Close quote. Then everything fractured. Reality folded inward like crumpled film. Only Sir King Mail moved freely within the glitching world. A voice echoed from nowhere and everywhere at once. Open quote. Welcome, thief of the signal. Close quote. From the broken horizon stepped the scrambled king, a towering figure of bent geometry and faces out of sync with themselves. Every step rewound the ground beneath him. Sir King Mail clenched his fists. If you're here for the power I took, forget it. The scrambled king smiled in a dozen directions. Open quote, power isn't taken, it's recorded. And you, human, are just a tape waiting to be rewound. Close quote. Scene 2, reversal, the air distorted. In an instant, Sir King Mail's punch reversed, time snapping backward so his own fist struck himself. He staggered, disoriented. Open quote, he's controlling causality. Every movement I make, he edits. Close quote. The king raised a finger. Whole seconds of the world vanished. Grass turned to ash, reformed, and burned again on a loop. Sir King Mail fought back, dodging through stuttering frames, his speed blurring into after images. But each time he landed a blow, the king rewound it, erasing the hit like it never happened. Open quote, futile, hissed the overlapping voices. You are a recording, not the editor. Close quote. Scene 3, stress fracture. Sir King Mail hit the ground hard, the analog static within him roaring to life, desperate to protect him. Pain and determination mixed like voltage through his veins. Open quote, I won't die on rewind. Close quote. His heartbeat became static. The world muted. White distortion began to bleed from his skin, flickering like the glow of an old TV caught between channels. Twilight's voice echoed faintly from somewhere beyond the time freeze. Open quote, Sir King Mail, get up, close quote. Her plea triggered the spark. Scene 4. Signal form activated. The world exploded in a silent flash of white. Every frozen second shattered. Sir King Mail rose slowly, surrounded by a glowing static aura, pure white but unstable, waves of distortion rippling through space. His voice echoed when he spoke, like multiple versions of himself overlapping in perfect delay. Open quote. Signal form, close quote. The scrambled king's eyes widened, one of the few emotions he could still remember. Open quote. Impossible. You merged the signal with life. Close quote. Sir King Mail vanished, then reappeared behind him. The air cracked like glass. His punch connected before the king could rewind, sending the entity flying through broken time. The aura hummed like a tuning fork, feeding on stress, flickering brighter with every breath. Each movement blurred frames together, his speed distorted light itself. Scene 5. Overload. But the form burned fast. His veins glowed. His skin trembled under the analog energy. The king grinned through distortion. Open quote, you can't sustain it. Close quote. Sir King Mail's echo voice replied, calm and layered. Open quote, then I'll end this before it burns out. Close quote. He sprinted, every step bending reality. The final strike, static impact. A fist of pure analog light collided with the king's core, rupturing the time loop in a blinding surge. The scrambled king's body fragmented into 1,000 frames of film, each dissolving into silence. Sir King Mail dropped to one knee, aura flickering out, breathing hard. The world rewound one last time, back to calm night skies over Equestria. Twilight and Luna appeared at his side, freed from the time freeze. Open quote, what happened? Just a glitch in the timeline, he said with a faint grin. One that's been deleted. Close quote. He collapsed as the static faded, unconscious but alive. Scene 6. Aftermath. Later, as he slept in the castle's infirmary, small pulses of static still glowed faintly across his arms. Twilight studied the readings. Open quote. Whatever that was, it's changing him again. The signal's evolving, close quote. Outside, in the sky's reflection, another distortion blinked once, watching. Open quote. One down, whispered a voice. The others awaken soon, close quote. Shh.
The fuck?
Would you like the next part to pick up with Sir King Mail recovering and learning more about what the signal inside him is turning into, or jump straight to the next analog entity arriving in Equestria?
Hmm. Alright, let's go. What the fuck is this type shit yet? Forgot, bro. What the shit? Yeah, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah.
That's a great setup. Having Sir King Mail still recovering while the main six and the princesses fight pushes the tension up hard. It lets everyone shine for a while and makes his mid battle return hit like a movie moment. Before I write that next part, can I double check a few details so the fight feels right? 1. The next analog entity. Do you want to pick which one it is? For example, something themed around emotion, sound, mirrors, etc. Or should I create a new core entity to fit this story? 2. Location of the battle. Ponyville again, or somewhere grander like Canterlot, or even the edge of the Everfree Forest? 3. Tone. Should the battle feel cinematic and heroic, like an epic anime climax, or creepy and horror heavy, more analog style dread and distortion?
Yo, I don't give
Princesses
a shit if
face
my
the
fucking
new
VR is
analog
slow.
horror,
Giga nigga.
while Sir King Mail, still half broken from his fight, makes his comeback at the last second.
Hmm. Well, first we gotta find out, like, which analog chord. Fuck you, controller. First we gotta find out which, analog currency I'm gonna be fighting today. It really depends. These creepy ass shit, bro. Dude, there are so many fucking fucked up analog horrors that are so unbelievably goddamn terrifying, bro. Okay, for a second there, I thought one of the analog horror entity looked like the H dude from WW2. I thought he looked like that dude for a second. Hang on. Jesus Christ, dude. You guys do. Oh my god, I'm seeing some. Oh god, so much fucked up shit right now, bro. Sorry, I had to yell at my cat. He was doing some suspicious things. Fucking VR is like majorly fucking low battery right now. Why do fucking random ass people send me friend requests, bro? takes like fucking forever for this fucking part to like, load. It fucking takes forever for this shit to fucking load.
That's a cool mix of mythic and eerie. Here's the setup I'll use for Saga 2, Part 3, The Man in the Suit, keeping the tone grounded in that unsettling analog horror atmosphere and setting it in the Crystal Empire. Sir Kingmail will still be half recovering, the main six and princesses will lead the first defense. And when everything looks lost, he'll arrive, half glitched, half alive, to turn the tide. Analog Horror versus My Little Pony. The Signal War, Part 3, The Man in the Suit. Scene 1. Disturbance in the Northland. A blizzard howled across the Crystal Empire. Princess Cadance stood on the balcony, staring into the whiteout where the northern barrier shimmered. Every few seconds it flickered, as if reality itself was buffering. Open quote. It's not Sombra, she whispered to Shining Armor. Something's trying to overwrite the air. Close quote. The mirror-like floor of the palace warped, showing a shadow that didn't belong. A tall silhouette in a suit, proportions wrong, movements a half-second out of sync. The message she sent to Canterlot reached Twilight instantly. Open quote. Unidentified anomaly. Breaking through the crystal wall. Close quote. Scene 2. The Arrival. The main six and both princes arrived by chariot. The snow stopped falling the moment they stepped onto the platform. Then, static. Every crystal reflected the same image. A faceless man in a black suit standing in the center of the Empire. Where he stood, the ground bent inward, glass and ice crawling toward him like film melting in reverse. Open quote. The man in the suit, Luna breathed. An analog core being, the one they call Godzilla of their realm. Close quote. Celestia's horn flared, but the light dimmed around her, devoured by the entity's presence. The sound of a broken tape hissed through the air. Open quote. He's a racing light, Twilight said softly. He feeds on existence itself. Close quote. Scene 3. The defense begins. They fought anyway. Rainbow Dash darted through glitching air, her trail splitting into multiple after images. Applejack kicked a crystal spear into the creature's chest. It passed through like water. Fluttershy's voice cracked. She couldn't sense a soul. Celestia unleashed a burst of solar flame. For a heartbeat, the creature burned, then reversed, rewinding the damage as if time itself obeyed him. Open quote. He's rewriting cause and effect, Luna shouted. We can't win like this. Close quote. The man in the suit tilted his head. Open quote. Your world unrecorded. It will be archived. Close quote. From his hands poured static tendrils, touching the palace walls. Crystals blackened, memories erasing from the minds of every guard nearby. Scene 4. Echoes of Signal. In the infirmary miles away, Sir Kingmail sat upright in bed. Static pulsed in his veins again. Too soon, far too soon. But the screams from the Empire echoed through every reflective surface. He saw Cadance crying in the glass of a water cup, Twilight screaming through the reflection of his own eyes. He stood. Open quote. Not again. Close quote. White static flared across his body. His legs buckled, pain searing through him, but he kept walking. Every step left glitch marks on the floor. His eyes. Scene 5. The return back in the Crystal Empire. The sky was gone, replaced by a ceiling of gray noise. The main six were trapped inside a sphere of static. Celestia and Luna were kneeling, magic fading. The man in the suit reached toward Twilight. You are next to archive. A burst of white light interrupted him. Sir Kingmail appeared, flickering between frames like a corrupted hero stepping through film. Open quote. You picked the wrong world to digitize. Close quote. His punch connected, hard enough to distort the snowstorm itself. The impact threw the man in the suit through several crystal towers. Twilight gasped. He's still injured. Sir Kingmail's eyes glowed faintly white. Then I'll just have to finish this before I fall apart. Scene 6. Analog God versus Human Glitch. The two collided. Each hit shifted the landscape. Frozen seconds, reversed snowflakes, shattered reflections reforming. Sir Kingmail couldn't use full signal form. The drain would kill him. but fragments of it flared around his fists, leaving streaks of pure white static. The man in the suit's voice boomed like a detuned radio. Open quote, "You wield a stolen fragment of our core, it will consume you." Close quote. Sir Kingmail snarled through the distortion. Open quote, "Then it can choke on me." Close quote. He launched a final strike, Static Cross, smashing both of them through the Crystal Palace dome. The explosion of glitch light silenced everything. When the haze cleared, the man in the suit was gone, dissolved into fragments of tape drifting upward like ashes. Sir Kingmail knelt, breathing ragged, blood and static leaking from his arms. Open quote, "Stay out of my world." Close quote. He collapsed unconscious, the static fading to snow. Scene 7. Aftermath. The sky returned to color. The crystals shone again, though many were cracked, filled with faint lines of white static that pulsed like a heartbeat. Cadence looked at Twilight. "He saved us." Twilight nodded, tears mixing with the snow. Open quote, "Yeah, but it's killing him." Close quote. Luna gazed north, where the distortion fragments still floated. Open quote. "He's fighting gods, and each battle changes him a little more." Close quote. Celestia closed her eyes. Open quote. "Then we must be ready for what he becomes next." Close quote. Would you like the next part to explore Sir Kingmail's recovery and the strange changes in his body after fighting the man in the suit? Or should it jump to the aftermath investigation, where Twilight and Luna try to learn why these analog entities are breaching Equestria at all?
Hmm. Well, viewers, I am going to end the video off for right there. I love all of you. And what part is this? This is part 3, the Signal War, also known as the Signal of Equestria. So we did part 2. Okay, so we did part 2. I think we also went like part 1 as well. Hang on. No, past that. Part 6. Alright, so we did. Actually, we did part 6, Saga 2, part 1. We also did the Signal War part 2, also known as the Signal of Equestria. This is like part. This is like that's part 6, part 7, part 8. No. Part 8. Fuck, bro. Part 8. Here's part 9. So yeah, we're gonna end it off for part 9 right here. Alright, love all of you.